Hi, welcome to the CMIP studio here at NAB Show 2022. I'm Claire Plaisted, and I'm joined today by Tim Stevens, the Global Leader of Strategic Innovation from Verizon. Hi, Tim.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm great.
Great.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming in. So just wanted to first say, tell me about what Verizon's doing in the media and entertainment area.
So Verizon, and I'll distill very quickly, Verizon's taking a look at, very specifically, it's 5G network and infrastructure, and we're building new technologies and use cases across that infrastructure to solve for some of what we see are the challenges that are going on in media and entertainment. And if you look across, and I'm sure if you've had any time to spend walking around here, and you just as a consumer, you know that there's a big shift going on in terms of how people consume content. A number of streaming services are popping up or displacing kind of traditional programming, television distribution. Those barrier to entries have lowered completely.
Yes.
And we think there's a great spot for us to play as that kind of transport mechanism, as well as that system integrator, that technology company that can really be strategic in how these companies are trying to continue to be as flexible as possible to reach all the audiences they need to reach, just because of the change and the transformation that's going on.
How would you differentiate what you're offering to what other similar companies are doing here?
Well, I don't think anybody's doing what we're doing, so
okay.
we'll start there. That was maybe a little harsh, but well, I think when you look at enterprise, and this is really what you have to, when you think about Verizon, you have to think about it as an enterprise grade provider. Now, there are companies that can build stuff, and this is nothing against any of those companies. I've worked on a lot of innovation where I can make something happen. But can I make it happen 24/7, 365 days a year? Can I support it? Can I stand it up? Can I integrate it with other pieces? Can I do it? Can I build it in such a way that it could stand a utility approach to delivering what we know is the most important part of their operation?
Yeah.
The delivery of the content.
Absolutely.
So that's where we differentiate ourselves.
Okay. So what are you showing here at the show on your stand?
So my team and I, we built a brand new innovation leveraging 5G. I'll give you kind of the 40,000 foot view. It'll be easy to understand. Essentially we took a look at the traditional distribution of television program, which today in many cases is delivered over C-band satellite systems. As you know, the C-band spectrum has been reallocated to 5G and other spectrums. Of course, we didn't help by spending $42 billion in actually getting a lot of that spectrum. But what it does mean is that there's an opportunity, and we're seeing it kind of slowly happen, where programmers are starting to move away from satellite as a distribution architecture, as well they should. So what we stood up here is we've got a great partner in Bloomberg Television. They are allowing us to take their broadcast feed directly from their studio in Manhattan. We bring it over our 5G infrastructure. It's being delivered here in the booth. We have a couple of 5G antennas. We have really a light stack of equipment. It's not very complicated. We leverage our partners AWS. We leverage our partners Zixi to really manage the protocol and delivery. But we're delivering that content live from glass to glass, from the studio to the floor here in sub 200 milliseconds.
Wow.
That is about a 5 second to 6 second improvement over satellite distribution.
Yeah.
So it's a really kind of fascinating use case that we've proved out. We've had it up and running. We've been working on the project almost 2 years, but we've had this up and running for about a year now, and we're just starting to get ready to really start to press pushing it out into the marketplace.
Yeah. Interesting. Great.
Yeah, super exciting.
Can you give us a hint of what we might see in the next 12 months from Verizon?
Well, hopefully
in this area?
we're selling lots of those
Okay,
things.
yeah.
Well, I think you're going to see two sides of that same coin, right? So when you solve for delivering content in that modality, you open up a lot of other opportunities. You have contribution sides, right?
Yes.
So how do I get camera acquisition, sports, news, et cetera,
Yes.
in? And then how do I distribute a little bit differently? So what you're going to see is a number of use cases or a number of products and projects going out there where we're just doing more to leverage that infrastructure. At the end of the day, it's video over IP. There's a base foundational layer that we're going to build. We want to be that company for the content, or for this industry. We want the content industry to get back to, the media and entertainment industry to get back to investing in their core asset, which is content creation. And unfortunately, because our consumers are so all over the place, they've had to invest in being a transport provider. They had to be here, here, and here because platforms are everywhere.
Right.
We think there's a lot to be done there, and we're going to continue to chop at that as those use cases. And then we're excited to see what happens after that, because I think foundationally, once you start to migrate away from that kind of one-way broadcast, not intelligent, not bi-directional, not leveraging IP delivery, there are things that we can start to do, change storytelling, change the way content is delivered, obviously, but I think there's a huge amount of opportunity that sits beyond that. We want to get that the ground and a foundation set, and so we can go after all the rest of that stuff.
Great, well, I'll be excited to see if that happens.
Me too.
Well, thank you so much for coming into the studio today.
Thank you, I really appreciate being here.